Yes, this is the Raising Kings podcast, and my name is Sassy.
This is Lady Love.
And we're keeping it a 2 women episode today. It's going to be a little tiresome show for me, so I'm going to pass the baton to Lady Love so she's going to really direct this episode.
Lies.com. Y'all do not listen to that. Okay, that is lies.com.
Listen, it's been a long day, a long weekend. We had a lot of things going on. The Revolt Music Conference was here, and, I'm a musician as well, so it's just been a lot. Today, I've been up since 3 a.m. going off of only 2 hours of sleep. So I went to bed at 1 a.m. and I woke up at 3. We just had so many things to do. And, I still found time to make the podcast. And, this episode is really, really personal as to why I decided to keep it a 2-woman episode, because this topic here, I think it hits home with Lady Love.
Oh, yeah.
As to why I said I'm going to let her really be the voice of this episode. So we're going to just jump right into the topic.
Yes.
This episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about toy guns.
Yes. Toy guns.
Well, from my perspective, I really didn't allow my child to really use the toy guns. When he was younger, we started to have all these young African-American males getting killed, and it was just very tragic. So I just really didn't want to put that whole toy gun scenario in his head. I felt like if he never had a toy gun or never played with one, he would never want one.
Right.
So I used to stay away from it. But, it came a time where he had a pool party and we just bought a bunch of super soakers.
Yeah, so they could have fun.
Exactly. And I think he probably, was about 5. And that was his first introduction to toy guns. So before, I was kind of no toy guns, no whatsoever. And me, myself, being a concealed weapon license holder, and I own a couple weapons, I kind of feel,
it's best
for me, I want to educate him more about it.
Right, before.
Right, because I feel like the right to bear arms is a beautiful thing.
Privilege.
Exactly. And you got to have, just in case any emergency, you want to protect your family, it's there.
All right.
So just gradually letting him, what gifts. There was a couple gifts that came for him through the holidays and birthdays, and some of them were toy guns. So it kind of threw him right into it. And then a couple little things as to why I wanted to really start this episode, especially with the Vegas shooting.
Oh yes, the Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
That was major. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Our condolences goes out to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody there, man. Oof.
Because it's with the Vegas shooting, with the gun scenario, it's kind of different for us because we're Black,
right?
We're African American, so our young males are getting tortured, are getting harassed, are getting profiled,
right?
Just for walking home from school,
right?
So the toy gun situation could be a little tough, They get murdered for having a cell phone in their hand.
Yep.
So it's it's a touchy subject. So what would you like to add to that topic or share your experience?
Oh my God, I have so much to say about this topic. I think this is like the best topic I mean, I love all of our topics.
Right.
Let's be real. But this topic, it really like resonates with me and my home and my son and my family. It just resonates like so clearly to me because, of course, on our last episode, the Birds and the Bees, episode 2, Raising Kings. But that basically, I gave you guys a little bit of pinpoint on me and my brother's relationship, and you guys know if you were listening in, I hope you do. Still got time. But I was speaking on my brother and how he did pass due to gun violence. And it wasn't even on his behalf. It was just because some people, younger men, Black males, noticed him, a young Black entrepreneur. He had a car wash. He got in good with the Valero gas station. Wow. He worked his way up. He tried to do his own thing on the outside. And that's what killed him. Literally. Like, that's what killed him. Young boys, around his same age. I'm talking 21, 22, 23. My brother passed away when he was 23 years old.
Wow.
So due to gun violence. So fast forward a year later, of course, I had my baby, my first child, my baby boy. And from that moment on, I could remember each and every Christmas. And I'm talking about my son is about to be 7. So each and every Christmas, my mom refuses like 100%. And she has a pool in her backyard. So she refuses to participate in any gun violence, even gun toys, like none at all. Mm-hmm. Even when I buy something for him or whatever, and my husband, which is my son's stepfather, mm-hmm. Purchased him the biggest Nerf gun he could find.
I looked at that thing and was like, whoa.
The biggest Nerf gun that he can find. You hear me? So that he can have fun in the backyard. And my mom was absolutely in disbelief. She was
livid.
You hear me? She was in disbelief. She was livid. That would be the perfect word. Yeah. The perfect word. Okay. And it's just simply because she doesn't want us to introduce these guns and these actions to our boys, you know, exactly. At such an early age. But I feel like it's just fun. I feel like it's all in fun, and I don't want to take away from him and his learning experiences, no matter what they are. Mm-hmm. He understands that this is a Nerf gun, and he can't even tell you how a real bullet looks.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't know what a bullet looks like. So my question would be to the mothers out there is, how do you take away from kids just having fun?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They just having fun.
Right.
How do you take that away from them? Just because of something that happened to you, it can still become a learning experience. Now my son understands that, you know, what a gun is and what it looks like. He does not know what a bullet looks like. Don't let him know what it is. But I tell him, listen, this Nerf gun is really very much so like a shotgun, if you will. And he's like, really? I say, yes, the shotgun is way more powerful. You know what I mean? And your Nerf gun is only for fun. But a shotgun, that is a weapon. Okay? This is not a weapon. You are here to, you know, have fun with this. So if somebody you shoot one of your Nerf things on, now I know everybody out there knows the little Nerf pellets or whatever that they have in there. They're super soft, full of foam, not meant to hurt anybody. But if it hits you in your forehead or your eye or something like that, yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit. So even in that aspect, you know, we teach him, be careful, don't aim for the head type things like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, do it in a playful way, you know, below the neck type stuff or whatever, you know, don't shoot anybody in the back, you know, just little things like that. I think it goes a long, long way. Now, my mom is just old school, so she believes in what she believes in, and it is no changing her mind.
Right, and that's my mom too, you know, being that I got kind of, you know, he got older and I got a little lenient on him.
Right.
Especially being that I'm a single mother. Yep. You know, I do have a guy friend that's involved, but that's not his biological father.
Right.
So with me and him, but you're married.
Right.
You know, you're married to him.
Right.
So, but me and him right now are on the stages of, you know, we have now become serious, and we just, you know, we're still feeling each other out and stuff like that. And I just don't want to throw my child on him, you know, even though he loves him to death.
Right.
You know, like he comes around and they go on their little thing playing their video games and they don't even worry about me.
That is so good.
Yeah, they don't even worry about me. But it's just I became a little lenient with being a single mother and just, you know, giving him his options and you know letting off that string a little bit, you know. So I said, okay, well, it's a toy gun, you know, what's the worst that can happen? But the scary part of it is just, you know, when you look at them, they have to hold it.
Right.
And, you
their
know,
whole demeanor.
Yeah. And it just reminds you of them holding it. You know, the Tamir Rice story, he was at a playground with a toy gun.
Yeah.
And the cops didn't even give him an option.
Right.
They just pulled up on the scene and within 2 seconds, bang, bang, and he was gone. So, you know, that toy gun situation is kind of scary, you know, for our boys.
Right. I
agree. You know, it's a touchy subject, but at the same time, you know, it's just fun.
Right. And I don't want to take anything away from our boys. Let them. I feel like growing up, my brother had like he really was like all around. Like he learned how to drive when he was like 5. My brother, and I just feel like he was really like pushed into the adult world so quickly. He didn't have the opportunity to be a kid, to just enjoy life, to have fun, play water guns, with the
Mm-hmm.
boys, play water fight balloons, things of that nature, because he
Mm-hmm.
was so struck on being the man of the
Right.
family. My mom had 5 girls, 1 boy.
One boy.
So he had to be the man. He had to be the man, and he had to do it so quickly. Did I tell him that? No. Did my mom tell him that? No. It's just
Right.
something that he's seen. And I feel like it's so visual what we're showing our baby
Right.
boys. You know what I mean? Our boys, on how they're growing up and raising up. And I feel like you got to show the good and the bad. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You got to show the
absolutely.
good and the bad.
Absolutely.
Got to. In order for them to make a informed decision on what it is that they're going to do and where they're going to go at, not to do this, and
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, this is okay, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just things like that. Like, I just want him to be able to know. And I feel like these are the stages, these are the times that we can teach them and
Right.
we can mold them. And that's what we here for, baby.
Absolutely.
That's what we here for.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, now I've become so lenient with him as far as certain toys, because it's even if they turn on a video game and play Call of Duty, even
Yes.
though it's
Oh
our
my
even
God.
though it's with it's regarding soldiers and stuff, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still very gory, very
Oh
gruesome, and they're
yes.
shooting.
Yep.
You
Even
know,
the zombie, I guess that's gonna give us is that taking us into our next topic? Because there's a zombie game where they shoot, and I think it's a part of the Call of Duty
that's a part
collection.
of Call of Duty. It's called
Right?
Zombies. It's called
Yes.
Zombies. Yeah,
Yes.
so they're interacting, even if it's not the physical toy,
Mm-hmm.
with these gaming systems.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming across these guns. So
Mm-hmm.
it's, like you said, do we want to take away their fun,
Mm-hmm.
or we can use that as a tool to educate them,
Mm-hmm.
and says, even though I'm allowing you to play this game, or you're seeing this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
our soldiers go out to protect and serve. They
Mm-hmm.
have weapons because, if an enemy approach,
Right.
or they're trying to, protect or rescue someone,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna have to, have their weapons to shoot.
Right.
So in an instance where if you have a weapon and you use it to protect yourself or your family or your friends, that's fine.
Right.
But if it's an instance where you're just gonna take it to do crime, that's a
not
bad
right.
thing.
That's
A
not
bad
right.
thing.
That's not right. So, like, we need some feedback from you guys, and we want you guys to hit us up on our Facebooks and our Instagram, because we want to know if you're really like out there listening in Radio Land.
Right, exactly. So, again, Twitter is Raising Kings PC. You can hit us up there. Send us your Gmails, Raising Kings Podcast at gmail.com.
Right.
And you can always stream us
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube and SoundCloud. Both searches would be Raising Kings Podcast.
Yes. So hit us up. Let us know what you feel. We want to hear from the mothers. Listen, we're not biased. We want to hear from the male point of view too, because I know we got a lot of thuggish, ruggish men out there. And you really strongly believe that a man is supposed to protect himself.
Right.
I understand that. But I want to know, like, how old are you teaching your baby to protect himself
Mm-hmm.
with a weapon, that is? Now, with his hands, I'm all for it. I already done taught my baby. And I know pretty sure Sassy could say the same thing. Somebody hit you hit them back, and then you ask questions later. Okay? We'll talk to the teacher. We'll smooth it over with her.
Yeah, I'm a believer at that. I don't need anybody bullying my kid.
That's right.
Or having my kid like a pushover. No,
Right,
absolutely not.
That's true, because he's small. Don't listen.
Right.
He is small. He is gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
He is gonna grow. But at this stage right here, he is amongst, at his age, bigger kids.
Right.
He is, and they can be pushovers, and they could be really rough. I mean, I know I was rough. I was a little bossy, little something. Yes, I was. But we want to teach our boys the right way. This whole podcast is directed to our raising boys from a women's aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to just teach my baby, be nice, be polite, but don't you ever let nobody run over you.
Absolutely.
Stand your ground. Okay. Stand your ground. And that's just basically the bluntness of this whole episode. So,
Mm-hmm.
From my mom completely disowning the whole topic of me giving my son or purchasing him any weapons is what she calls them, even though they're toys. I know that there's a lot of grandmas out there that can relate to this, and I know there's a lot of moms out there that can relate to this too. Let us know what you think. Let us know what's your thoughts. When was the first time you introduced a water gun or a Nerf gun to your child? How about even a crossbow or something of that nature? Because I know I just bought my nieces crossbows last year for Christmas. I didn't think anything was wrong with it. But guess who did?
Grandma?
They father.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So what was that whole interaction like?
That was crazy. That was a little crazy because I was like, okay, wait. So they can't wear nail polish. They can't wear nails. You don't want to have eyeshadow. You don't want them to have any like bogus things. I can't really buy them any like, skirts. You want them in like knee highs and all of this other good stuff or what have you. And I can't buy them crossbows.
Is he a military guy?
Girl, no.
Wow.
At all. So I just want, that's why they always say, oh, women are from wherever and men are from Mars or Venus and all of this other stuff. Because I really do feel like it's a disconnect. It's a disconnect in how we raise our kids. Because I do honestly feel like nothing is wrong with me buying my nieces crossbows. Come on, bro. Like, get out of here.
But then again, it's how he's raising his household. Maybe he doesn't want them to have no type of weapons at all. Period.
At all. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and there's some families, because there's some families like that, because at a point that was me. I was like, don't buy him any toy guns. We wouldn't buy him any toy guns. And then it just changed, Yeah.
I want him to have fun. I want him to experience life. Right. It's crazy because of the whole situation. There is a concert going on tonight somewhere. I don't know. I think it's the Escape concert or something like that here in Miami. Some concert is going down here in Miami. My sister's going, my baby sister. She's going. She invited me. I said, no, I'm okay, because I feel like we just literally skipped a hair, because we were in Vegas, literally next door to the Mandalay Hotel. Right. The week before at the iHeart Festival. I'm like,
and it could have easily been that weekend that he chose to create this havoc on. It could have
been the same venue, the same spot, the same space. It could have been a whole thing. And I'm just like, no, you know what? I'm good. And my mom actually called me and invited me. She wanted to purchase me and my sister the tickets, everything for this event. I said, you know what, Mom? I'm just gonna count my blessings. I'm okay. I don't want to do I don't want to do any more outings for the rest of this year. I'm not a hocus pocus type of person, but a lot of the times I feel like, a lot of people say suspicion is real, because they be like, okay, well, at the end of the year, it's a lot of people going out, a lot of people coming in type stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not suspicious, but you might have a point at that. Because it's been a lot of more deaths towards the end of the year. I'm not going to lie. June, July, August, September, like those months are crazy. Like for death, like death toll just goes like shoots up for some reason. So I prefer to be indoors. I prefer to be indoors. But
and with that being said, my son was really torn apart about it, because at first he really didn't, because sometimes he doesn't even entertain me. He's out, he goes, he plays his game, and then, all right, mommy, good night. That's it. But we sat and we watched CNN with all this going on. Yes. And he started to cry, and I was like, why are you crying? And he was like, because you guys were just there. You guys could have gotten hurt. Yep. So it really hit him, realizing that we could have been a part of it. Yeah. So and it's a bit of a bias, because a couple of the stories that I've been hearing, they're making it out to be where this guy is just, he has mental issues. But you mean to tell me he's 60-something years old? He doesn't have any tickets, any interaction with the police, any bad behavior whatsoever, and now all of a sudden he's mentally ill. Yep. But Trayvon Martin is walking around with Skittles and iced tea in his hand, going home, and you follow him, and now
excuse me, get into a battle with him, a fist fight.
I'm sorry, because I'm just getting worked up about it. You know, you follow him and the police tell you do not approach him, and you beat the case for standing your ground. When you approach him, you are the aggressor.
Exactly.
There's so many cases.
So many.
Philando Castile, you know, well, he did have a weapon, but he let the officer know that he had a weapon, and he still was, you know, he was murdered. You know, there's so many cases, so many different cases where you see that the African American male, you know, they show or they let them know what's going on, and they still killed. They're killed for holding a pen in their hand. So that's the catch-22 with the toy gun situation for me. You know,
I agree.
They're even turning this whole situation blaming this guy's girlfriend.
Yeah,
as if she was the shooter. As if she was the shooter. So it's so biased that they're having sympathy for this guy, and oh, he has this great weaponry training. I commend him. The NRA is commending this guy.
Crazy.
For the havoc that he wreaked on these people.
That is insane.
And not calling him for what he is.
Insane.
But if it's one of our, if I'm sorry to cut you off, but if it's one of ours, you know, oh, we're thugs. They're violent. They're predators.
Yep.
So it's a kind of scary thing with these guns and these toy guns.
It is 100%. My husband. Well, I used to see the flyers, the magazine for NRA come to our home every single week, like clockwork. Like, he purchases things from them, everything that you could think of. But for some reason, like, you know, they just seem to disclude anything that's happening in the African American community,
right?
As far as in gun violence. And I just wanted to know, because I read the articles that are in there, and it's very intuitive. Like, honestly, like they really get into all of the things about the rifles, all the things about the guns, everything of that nature. But they just like shut the world out.
Right.
I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand that. Like, how does that happen?
Right. And then, you know, it's also terrible because we can't just blame, you know, the other race, because within ourselves, this black on black crime has to stop. Look at Chicago.
Yes.
Look at Chicago.
Oh my God.
And then we have to touch back home to Florida. Look how many violent acts that's been happening since, you know, the start of the year. Yep. It's now October, and there's been so many killings, even with little children.
Yep. Little children, innocent babies, innocent.
Right.
Innocent.
Yeah, so it's been terrible. So, you know, it's always a tough, you know, thing, a tough topic for me with the toy guns, because, you know, at the end of the day, I want him to have fun, but I also want him to understand, you know, what's at stake as being, you know, a black male.
Right.
Even if you have a legal weapon.
Yep. Even if you have a legal weapon. And there was, oh man, I forget the guy's name. He was going in and he was actually reaching. And he was like, let me show you. I have my permit. And the police officer was still shot him. And his girlfriend was videotaping everything live. I just could not believe that. It's like, but he's reaching for the what's name. That's when the whole massacre came about.
Right.
Oh, well, just tape it to your window. Tape your information to your window. That way, when they come up, they can see it, do whatever it is that they need to do from that point on, and just, hey, at least you live to see another day, my brother.
Right.
Okay. And that's all we're trying to teach our boys, because we want our boys to live long lives. Okay.
Absolutely.
Like, their lives are getting taken at too young of a stage. And guess what? It's all about the knowledge. You need to know. That's why I'm gonna stand firm in my belief to buy my baby these toy guns. Because guess what? I feel like he needs to know why. And as soon as I can see him playing rough or holding or handling his toy gun in a demeanor or a manner that is unfitting for me, not a law enforcement officer, not any judge, not anybody, just mama. No. And I'm going to straighten him out right then and there, because I believe everything comes from home.
Right.
As long as we're raising these boys in the right way to grow up, and we're giving them all the knowledge possible that we can to give them, so that they could go out and lead these lives that they need to lead and live to see old age, I honestly believe everything going to fall in place. Right. But They have to have the knowledge first. I don't believe in closing anybody's mind. My mind is wide open. I'm open to hear every and anything, the weirdest of the weirdest, the craziest of the craziest things. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to take to or take from whatever it is that you told me. Anything that you tell me, I'm going to take what I want from it.
Right.
And I'm going to lead my life, my very own path with it. And that's why I feel like we can't leave no stone unturned. I want to go over everything. I want to see him in every aspect of his life. Happy, sad, joy, everything. So I could learn, so I could teach his mind on how to handle things, teach his mental, sustain his mental. That's what we have to do as mothers. We nurturers.
Right.
I nurture my baby.
Oh, absolutely.
I do.
I nurture him, but at the same time, I'm tough with him too, because I'm
we
like,
have to be.
yeah,
We have to be.
yeah, just to create that balance, to create that balance. But all right, that was a pretty good topic. That was our toy gun main segment of the day.
Yes, very, very, very sensitive subject. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next topic, which is the kids gaming or trendy topic.
Right. I think we touched a little bit bases on that though.
Well, it was just about talking about Call of Duty, but
that is what's going on.
My son hasn't been playing Call of Duty.
Listen, but I heard about Call of Duty last. See, I'm an old fan of Call of Duty. Hey,
yes.
I'm an old fan of Call of Duty, right? Because I know that they come with these headsets, and you can actually be live with other people, and everything, and you can communicate with other people all across the world, and y'all on one team, and y'all shooting and y'all gunning down people and everything like that. I thought it was fascinating until I heard that it is out for these babies. Okay. Now, mind you, I didn't know. How old is your son?
He's 10.
Absolutely not. Okay. He would never be able to play Call of Duty. Okay. I don't know what's the age for Call of Duty.
It's actually not a 10-year-old.
He will never be able to play this game. Okay? This is an adult game. Okay, folks?
It is.
This is an adult game. Let's keep them with Pokemon, Digimon, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Let's keep them with all of that. Let's keep the kids. And let's keep the adults. Well,
see, the thing is with the Call of Duty, they have little things where he plays. He doesn't really play like the missions, but he goes online with his friends. They have like those little tournaments where they have to go around and they either tag each other or whoever has the most.
Do they shoot each other?
Yes, whoever has the most kills, they win.
See, they're shooting each other.
And then there's like they're like robots, and it's a whole different thing now. They done incorporated zombies into Call of Duty.
I know about the zombie one now. Now, see, the zombie one is fun though. I love the zombie because I'm a zombie fan. I'm a zombie fan, so I'm all for killing the zombies with your teammates, you know. But as far as I'm like, oh, come on, let's get on this Call of Duty or whatever. And you on a red team and I'm on a blue team, and now I gotta find you and I gotta shoot and I gotta kill you. No. No. I'm not gonna shoot and kill my homegirl.
But that's going back into to the toys.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with the toys. Yeah. They go and they tag each other and shoot each other up with the toy guns.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? They shooting the bullets. So it's the same thing.
But we gotta show them how to hold it. That's why, but I still agree that it's an adult game. Now, it's an adult game.
Yeah, it is an adult game.
It's not for the kids. I just do not agree that it is for the kids at all. At all.
But was there anything that he did new this week, or anything that he was into? Any new shows or anything that he was watching that maybe caught his attention?
So far, I have no idea. I have not seen him do anything. I told you my baby is a Pokemon warrior. Okay, he loves and lives in Pokemon land. Okay, he is all Pokemon. That's just what he is. I have not seen him switch the channel. I even asked him just a couple moments ago, what would you prefer to watch, babe, while we do the podcast? He's like, Pokemon. Like straight up, like straight face, Pokemon. Like, I was like, OMG. Like, does this thing ever die? Does not. Yeah. Apparently it doesn't.
Mine's really anything. Like I said, I was really busy this weekend. So between Friday and, Saturday, the Revolt Music Conference.
What's your whole thing?
Was going over some mixes to some tracks and stuff like that. So I really didn't. I mean, I'm there. He lives with me.
Right.
But for the day part, I didn't really spend much time with him this weekend. Yeah, because I had to.
She's busy.
There's a couple of things I had to handle. I have to, make sure that I'm able to provide for him for life.
That's right.
So I guess we can go ahead and just skip over that gaming topic unless you have anything that you want to add.
No, I mean, aside, I'm just saying, I wanted to say, that was what goes into being a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all tied into us, raising kings. Like, that's what happens. We want the best for our babies. And the thing about it is, most of the time in Sassy's situation, and I know it's a lot of sisters out there. And don't get me wrong, when I mention or say the word sisters, it's not just for ethnicity, because there are a lot of single Hispanic women out there. There are a lot of single white women out there because they was going for the prize. Hey, that's not such a situation. Let me just let that clear, okay? Let me let that be clear. But she, it's a lot of women out there that are raising these boys. You understand me? By themselves, and they have to work, and they have to be there. My mom was a single mom. Let's get into that. My mom was a single mom, and I told you guys she had 5 girls and 1 boy. It has been numerous days, numerous months, numerous years of my childhood that I can recall not seeing my mom like days on end.
Yeah, because you have to work maybe
my mom had
a couple of jobs. Yes,
2 jobs, and she was a barber.
When she gets off, it's late.
Listen, okay, but let me tell you something. Every Christmas was the best Christmas.
That's right. That's right.
It was the best Christmas ever. Okay, and my mom, that was her thing. And every summer, I don't know what she had to do to get rid of those 2 jobs, but she got rid of those 2 jobs, and we went out of town.
That's right.
Every single summer, I went to Six Flags 6 times. So I want you guys to understand and know that, we can do these things. We can do these things. Let's motivate each other. Us single parents, mothers, anywhere from
not just
every
single, single mothers, married mothers, step parents. We need feedback from everyone, to show, we're going to throw little information from each household, each different facet of lifestyles, and throw it in a pot, and we brew it all together, and we can probably come up with a good concoction on how to raise a good boy.
Right, exactly, because that's what we want. We want to fulfill everything that they need. We want to see from you guys and hear from you guys what you think and how you feel and how you're raising your boys and your everyday struggles, whether it be that you're single, just like she said, whether it be you're married, you understand me, or whether you be in my situation where I'm married, but my son is not my husband's biological son. So, there's a lot of things that we want. We have a lot of women on here, and we want to connect with everybody, and we want you guys. It doesn't even matter if you're women or female. We male or female. We want you guys to connect.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's it for the gaming trendy topic.
Because if you have any new games, I want to know, because I'm so into trying to get my son something for Christmas. His birthday is coming up, so I know there's a lot of women out there who have those like November, December babies where it's like, listen, okay, your birthday is your Christmas, baby. Your birthday is your Christmas. But I stopped that last year. I was being mean. I ain't gonna lie. I was being cheap. I don't want to be that way no more. So this year, I'm gonna throw my baby a party. I'm so excited about that. But I still, so now it's like 2 big things that I have to do at the end of the year, and one directly right after another. So he's having his big birthday bash, lucky 7. He's turning 7, my king. He's turning 7. But then we got Christmas. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna get him for Christmas that I haven't gotten him already?
You don't have no excuse, because his birthday's in November. That don't count.
But I'm like, what am I gonna get? Because I always get him birthday gifts for his birthday, right? That I would normally give him for his Christmas. What do I get him?
Well, get him one of like the main gifts that he asked for, and then save the rest for Christmas.
He's so simple though. He's just like me. I love him so much. He's super simple.
I'm glad he's simple.
He wants to spend his time with his friends. Like, that's his whole thing. Like, that's what he said. He said, Mom, if I could spend some time with my friends, I got 2 good friends at his aftercare, and
Mhm.
he has the rest, of course, from his football team. So I'm, of course, inviting those of his football team from the Mighty Mites, Hollywood Pals, okay, and from his 2 little friends from his aftercare. But then it's like, okay, and then he wants a game, and then he's like, that's it.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Well, I'm glad yours is simple because mine's is not simple.
what does he want? Because maybe I could
for
get
Christmas?
some. Yeah,
Well,
read off his
honestly,
list.
you know
Maybe I
what?
could take one of those games.
Well, my son, he has a lot already, so I think it's like,
He do.
what do you get? What do I ask for now?
Oh, but no, I remember you told me that you were going to get him a camera.
Yes, that's
Yes.
really it. But he didn't
That
ask
is-
for a camera. But you know, because he's into his YouTube blogging, I thought that I'd throw that in there.
Right.
I want to get him like a little Canon, nothing too expensive, but I want to get him one of the SLR cameras,
Right.
something nice, something cheap. And then
But
then he can make better YouTube videos because right now he's using his phone. He has to prop it up on the table and it's falling over.
That's
So
all right. Struggle, baby. You got to crawl before you walk, baby. Hey, ain't nothing wrong
exactly.
with that.
But he really didn't. Normally he already has his whole list planned out, but really he hasn't asked for anything. But normally he wants a lot.
Listen,
When he asks for a PlayStation, he wants the Xbox as well.
Jesus Christ.
When he asks for a pair of shoes, it isn't one, it's 4.
See,
So
now, thank God my baby not like that.
yeah, mine's is extravagant.
Thank God. But listen, that Canon is gonna be the bomb.
Oh yeah, I do believe that he's gonna really like it.
That is gonna be the bomb.com, especially for his blogging. He's a new entrepreneur,
right?
He gotta get his coin.
And then also, I'm maybe this would be a different topic. It'd be a different topic, but my son is also writing a book.
Hey,
Yeah, he's writing a book.
Hey.
I'm not gonna give you guys the title of it because you guys are gonna steal it, but I think it's very dope. And
that's right. Let him be a young king.
It's something that he loves to do, and it was a cool topic. And we're writing it now.
That is so.
So we're gonna write it. We're gonna get we want to do everything independent. I feel like independent is bliss.
Right.
So we're gonna do everything independent, and then we're gonna try to see how we can get it out there to the masses. But I really feel like it's gonna be dope.
That is awesome. And he's 10.
Yeah, he's 10. Hey. So if we do everything correctly, when we do everything correctly,
that's right.
This time next year, the schools normally have the book fair, so we want to try to get it into all the schools.
Exactly in this moment, because speaking of that, my son was speaking to me about some book fair or what have you. However, I didn't see any books that were like really up to speed with what I really wanted him. Now I know they have their own agenda and everything that they want to push to the kids at this age and at their age. But I just feel like, Willow and Will Jr., they didn't have these books. Like they had other books. Like they were, that's why they're so in tune with society. And they're so in tune. I want to get him some of those A-list books. What are the superstars teaching their children? You know what I mean? And how are they leading?
You're not gonna find that at the book fair.
I know that's right.
You're gonna have to, because sometimes we go on Barnes and Nobles and I sit down and something like right now I'm reading The Pale White Horse.
Hey,
very intense book.
Is it? Let me get that book after you finish.
I got you.
Okay, cool.
It's something that's a good read that you should read.
I would love it. So, I've been looking for a good book. What's your number 2?
My number 2?
You got a number 2?
I'm not even gonna lie on this podcast. I'm not a reader. I'm getting into it because my bestie, he's an avid reader.
Hey.
And he always sends me this like, yo, you need to Sassy, you need to read this, you need to read that. And I said, okay, well, I'm older now.
Right.
So I think I need to get into it. So he's gotten me into reading. I read The Alchemist. And then, what is it? The Laws of Power, that little crazy book everybody, I can't even tell you the title, but I did read it because everyone's reading it. So you have to know what everyone else's thoughts is.
That's right. My friend boy, he just actually introduced to me the book of what is it called? The Law of Attraction or something like. I was like, yeah, but that pretty much I don't like
no.
dead end.
Read that
like
book.
That.
No, read that book. The Laws of Attraction. You asked me my number 2, and that's actually my number 2 because I'm gonna show you a text later. He sent me. He was like, I'm mailing you this book right now.
Really? I just feel like it's like a dead end book. I'm sorry.
No.
The title
but you need to read it.
Gives it away.
No, but you should. It's a great read. He read that book like a couple times. Well,
really?
And you have to be in tune with what these moguls are reading, and these are the things that they're reading. And that's kind of what I want to branch my son off to read. But I show it to him. He's like,
I'm not interested.
Yes, exactly. But I think that's something that we try to do. I try to do it with him every Friday.
Well, that's awesome.
We go to Barnes and Nobles out there in Pines, and I sit him down, and he's, why are we here? Why are we
I
here?
just love you.
Yes, I'm like, we're here because I'm looking for a book to read, and I feel like you should sit with me. This is some time that I can educate you on a couple of things.
Right.
So you just have to go around and just look. You have to research, what the moguls are reading.
Right.
You have to be in tune because
I'm sure they have lists out there.
They say if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book.
That's true.
And it's absolutely true because
they say that.
I looked at books like, I'm not reading that book.
Right.
I don't have time to read no book.
But it's in that very book that you're going to find.
And that's the ignorance.
Yeah.
But, now I'm becoming a reader. And it's very satisfying, I must say. And I'm trying to do the same thing because those flyers that come in the book fair, it's a bunch of junk. I do notice when I do go to the book fair, it's kind of more selections and stuff like that. But he don't care about those chapter books. He want to go to the video game books.
Of course.
He want to go to the section that have the damn $5 pencils.
This is a young entrepreneur. This is what I'm saying.
He just want the junk.
Yes.
But I feel like if we put that in front of them,
right, and
we keep on feeding it to them, eventually they'll cave and follow up with it. Or if you start that from the jump, it was something that they would know.
Right. I agree. I think that's awesome. So let's do that, women. Let's do that, single moms. Let's do this, married moms. Let's do that, everybody.
Mommies, period. Mommies raising these kings.
Boys out to read. I noticed the most amazing thing the other day, like about 2 weeks ago, whatever, because my son, he's 6, like I said, turning 7 or what have you. And I'm not going to lie, my baby is a mathematician.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's excellent.
Amazing with numbers.
That's excellent.
You spit out a number to him, bam, he gives you the answer. He is good with math. He take that from his daddy, which, my husband, love him to death. But reading, English, language arts, and that's where I'm at. That's my number one. That's my A1. I'm like, grammar. I'm like, excuse me, what did you say?
Right.
Did you just spell Mrs. with the M-R? What? So that's me. Like, I'm on that. Like, English is my thing.
Right.
Like, that's my thing. So I'm more dead set on him learning how to read and accomplish things like that and learn how to communicate. I feel like communication is key. Communication is key, okay? And so the other week, I noticed that my baby knew how to really read, for real. And his grammar is up there.
Round of applause.
And I don't hear it so much when he's speaking. I hear it more so when he's reading.
Right.
And now I feel like that was key. I feel like that.
Oh yeah, that's when it comes out.
Yes.
That's when it comes out.
So I was like, so what we gonna do? We're gonna read more.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are. So he wasn't too happy about that, but I don't care.
Yeah, but you should
just my job.
Because the first episode of the podcast is Essence. Let it be known that her, is he 4 or 5?
Yes, her baby boy.
Her baby boy, the baby. They read about, I think it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day,
every day, and extra. That's her homework that she gives to him.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, I'm kind of proud of my son's school because when he was in Head Start about that same age. That was their only homework assignment.
That is amazing.
It was to read every night. So, as I did say, he had so many books from when he was younger, but we did have that little issue with the AC and it damaged all the books that he had, even though he doesn't read it anymore. But I would have liked to pass that along to some other child.
Right.
But, we have to. You add that extra step of reading.
It starts at home.
The comprehension would flourish.
Right. I need him to get
along with the sight words and stuff like that. If you start that early, it's a good thing.
Those sight words are key. He's always like, well, mommy, how would you use this word in a sentence? I said, listen, I'm gonna be real blunt with you. When we're reading this book and when we're doing your homework, I'm not supposed to be reading to you.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be reading to me. And
that's right.
I can give you some ideas, you're not going to write down any of my ideas. You have to give me your answers. And I will critique your answers. I'll tell you, hey, I'll give you direction. I'm here for direction. And I feel like we are all here for our babies, for our kids, girl or boy.
Right.
To give them direction. We're here for direction. I'm not here to be nice, mommy. No, 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 no. My baby will tell you quick. Oh, she's so mean. Da, da, da. Whatever. My mom is
Oh,
so
that's the same
strict.
minds. Yeah. You always yelling at me. I said, well, if I don't have to talk to you, after the third time, yes, my voice is going to turn into a high pitch because
That's
now I'm
right.
aggravated because I
Elevation.
had to tell you 3 times. Anything as disciplinaries, your kids are always going to say that, oh, you're always doing this, you're always doing that. But, later on, I think they'll appreciate it more.
Oh, yes.
Because they'll understand, well, you had to talk to me more than one time.
Oh, yes.
They're not going to understand that as children.
Of course. No, no. And I agree 100% because I know I am the disciplinary. But you know where that comes from? And I know that my husband is not the disciplinary. He is more so of the one that my son loves to run to and cater to and talk to and all of this good stuff. But for me, he will be highly mute. He won't say nothing. He's walking on eggshells around me. But I don't want that. But at the end of the day, like that's how my mom as a single parent, that's how she raised us. My mom, I would tell anybody every day, any day of the week, that my mom was more of a father than she was a mother.
Right.
She was not very caressing. I should say, I think I got my first hug from my mom when I was like 13, 14 years old. But I was begging her for her affection. Wow. I was begging her for her love. But you know who she gave all her love to, who she felt like needed the most love? Boy. Yes, she did. Yeah. To my brother. She knew he needed more of the love, and she knew he needed more of the understanding and more of the sit downs and more of the talks. She knew I was going to take off. She just knew I was going to take off. Because all of the hardness that she was giving me, I was like, nah. Right. Nah, I'm not taking this.
Right.
So, I mean, we can know, too, how much to give and to take from our boys.
Right. And then, like we want to be stern to not have them as crybabies or whiners or dependent.
Yes.
But, at the same time, we have to give them love so we don't desensitize them young.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
All right. That was, that turned into a preach session.
Hey.
It was good because we really have too much trendy stuff to talk about. So that was a good little therapy session.
Yes, it was. I liked it.
All right, now, so for the mommy downtime segment, like I said, it was the Revolt Music Conference this weekend. I just got out there and networked a little bit,
good.
Recorded, listened back to some mixes and stuff like that. And it was work all weekend for me. Like I said, yesterday I went to bed at 1 a.m.
And got up at
3. And I still haven't touched my bed yet.
Not yet.
So I'm exhausted, but it's worth it. I feel like, I'm gonna do, excuse my grammar. I'm going to do everything necessary. All of my dreams and aspirations, I'm gonna try to, knock it out.
That's right.
I'm gonna try every obstacle I can. Yes. And if all fails, at least I know I tried my best.
That's right. I love it when you say that. That just gives me so much like inspiration. Like I love that. Listen, everybody. If you ever meet Sassy in person, I'm just letting you know. This is what she's going to do. This is what she's going to say to you. Like she's going to say that to you and she means it to her heart, like to her heart. Like she's going to try. There's going to be no stone uncovered. Like she's going to try to do her very best. You know what I mean? Until, it's no longer nothing else
exactly.
that she can do.
Until the roof is already knocked off and there's nothing left.
That's right.
But what really, really absolutely motivates me?
What?
And it really what got me back into grinding so hard like this past year is my son.
That's right.
He looked at me because I stopped doing everything entertainment because I was just like, I'm tired of it. I feel like it just, it's just too aggravating, And he was like, Mommy, why don't you do this and this and this anymore? And I said, I just felt like I want to take a different approach. And he said, well, I like you doing that. I loved when you were doing it, and I miss you doing it. You should go back to it. And that's what made me go back. And I've been going hard ever since. Yes. He was like, yeah, I love it. He was like, I always go to your YouTube videos and watch this and watch that. So he was like, you should do more.
That's awesome.
And that's what got me back into doing it. So awesome. I'm definitely doing it all for him and also for the love. I always love entertainment.
That's right.
So that's what we're here for. And we want to go ahead and create an outlet for women raising sons.
Right.
Even if, you're not a single mother, you're married, whatever, you're in a relationship, you're engaged, it doesn't matter. But this is an outlet for us as women.
Right.
To be able to, express, our daily living with our sons, our daily activities, things that happened, things that we can grow from, or hear on your point of view as to what you do with your children, and other events that maybe we can attend, or things that we can do, we can try, to make our kings better.
That's right. That's all we all for one now. We strongly believe in raising our kings the right way, and we want to hear you guys' feedback. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear what it is that you're going out and you're doing to motivate your boys, and because we want to be a part of it.
Absolutely,
we want to be a part of it. Whatever works. That's our little signature. Whatever works, we want to be a part of it, and we want to hear your feedback. We want to know how you're doing, how you're raising your boys. Like she said, married, single, what have you. Let us know.
So what have you did this week as far as downtime, mommy downtime?
My downtime.
Because right now is no downtime from you. We're in your household right now.
Listen, this is my downtime. Okay?
We're in your household right now, so your whole family is here right now.
This is my downtime because Monday through Friday I'm at work, and then I rush home. I take a shower. I get my baby from his aftercare, get him dressed, ready, give him a snack, and then we off to football practice, and I'm there to 8. So that is my Monday through Friday. And today was no different. Okay? Today was no different. I did get a little bit of sleep in. Hey.
Well, lucky for you, because
I got a little beauty rest.
I am
tired. I got me some beauty rest. It was raining. That's the only reason. But guess what? Those Eagles were still out there on that field. I cannot deal with them. They were still out there on that field. Go Eagles. Go
Eagles.
Go Eagles. Go Eagles. They was out there. So, that's, I'm just doing that right now. That's my life. Like right now.
Work. That's right. It's the mommy life. It's the best
and
life.
Motivating him for, even if this is not what he wants to do, because this is his first sport.
It's something to get him into, though.
Right. It's his first sport. And not to be blunt, but he literally sat me down this weekend. He sat me down. And, and told me, Mom, I don't really like football. And I was like, wow. Why not? He was like, basically because it's taking me from TV. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's not good enough.
That's exactly why you're in that sport.
Exactly. And I had to hand it over to him. Like, that's exactly why we get out and we do. And this is what we do. This is why. This is exactly why. Because you're not going to just be sitting up in the house and be a couch potato. It's not going to happen.
Exactly. I had a friend, but this is my guy friend. He is a single father.
Hey.
So he had his son in football, and he actually took him out of football because his son said he didn't want to play. But it wasn't regarding video games and stuff like that. He just didn't like,
He just didn't like the physicality.
He just didn't like, the physicality of it. And, I would think that he would have been a man to say, you won't play football. But he's a very nice guy. He listens to his son,
That's awesome.
So maybe one of these days I'll probably have him call into the show.
Yeah.
And we discuss with him, because I think that he's an amazing father. He's an amazing guy.
That's amazing. That says a lot. That says like from a father
and he's
to
always
a son.
Fully dedicated to his children, no matter the circumstance.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think my thing mostly was just to show him that he's not going to be a quitter.
Right.
So just because he doesn't want to do anything doesn't mean that he's not going to be doing anything.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Like, as soon as I saw the flyer, I was like, oh, yeah, we're doing this. Like, this is what we're doing right now. So I was just like, no, this is exactly what we're doing. And even though you don't want to do it, we will complete it. I need to help him to understand, even at the age of 6, that completion is not an option.
Right.
Completion is what we do.
Right.
This is how we do it. This is what is going on. You have to complete things. You cannot just be an unfinished product.
Exactly.
Like, you have to finish things, because I need him to understand that this is his first season. Let's go all in, baby. Let's go all in, baby. You might not know. You might just like it. We might just like it. This might just be your future. We might just bring home the W, baby. You know what I mean?
But y'all have been bringing home the W.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Hey, come now. So yes, we have been bringing.
Listen,
home
we
the
have
W.
some guests in the house, because again, we're here. My grandma's just off the chain.
That's
today.
okay. We're here at Love.
We're here at Lady Love's house. So you guys are gonna hear a lot of talking in the background with children, family, relatives that came in town. But it's all good, because we want to keep it a home friendly vibe type of podcast. You're gonna hear the realness because we're home. We're here with our family and our children. Well, my son is not here because my son don't like people. But yeah, so this is more of we're here, and you can hear a lot of noise in this podcast because we have family. We turned up with family right now.
Yes, we are drinking our drinks, eating, conversing. Doing our weekly combine. And I feel like a lot of Black families need to have that weekly combine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We all need to get together, and it should not just be for the little gatherings that we have. Let's say Thanksgiving, Easter, holidays, or whatever, and then that big thing that all the Black folks have. What is it?
What's that?
Family reunions.
Oh, I don't know because my family is from the island. We don't do family reunions.
I've never had. My family is too, so we got some island. Listen, we all island over here. So we don't have family reunions. So this is our family reunion. During the weeks, during the months, we try to get together as much as possible, and we combine our thoughts and we combine our children. We let them converse. We let them, talk to each other and see what's going on with school, and we want to know what's going on and what's happening. You know what I mean? And we don't wait until the middle of the year or once a year to collect our thoughts with each other.
Right. We always together. So.
No shade. No shade.
No shade at all. But we always together. This is our.
This is how we grow.
Right.
This is how we grow.
Well, I think
it takes a village to raise a family.
That's right. That's right. And our family, we love our family. That's why we always together.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we have reached the end of the Raising Kings podcast, the Toy Guns episode.
Good show.
Very good show. I think so. This was your coming out episode.
Hey.
I'll let you do your thing because I was tired.
Y'all hit me up.
Go ahead. You can say your Instagram if you want to.
Listen, what is my Instagram?
I think
it's
like
Quee Baby 2013 something.
No, I think it's Quee Baby 2014.
Okay, so hit me up QWEBABY 2014. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about this podcast, and let me know if there's anything that you can add or take away from this podcast, minus the noise in the background. This episode is going to be like that because we with family right now, so it's just this is what it is. This is our family. We ain't gonna tell our family shut up. Yeah, I want to hear from y'all. We want to hear from y'all. Also hit me up on Facebook. What is my name? LaQuisha Campbell.
That's right.
Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what's going on. What's up. Let me know how you think, or how do you feel?
Well, my music page, you can hit me on IG. That's Sassy, SASSY _FLS.
Yes.
That's the squad.
Yes.
And, if you want to reach us out on Twitter, Raising Kings PC. Gmail, Raising Kings Podcast at gmail.com. YouTube, Raising Kings Podcast. And SoundCloud, search Raising Kings Podcast. Right, and that's all we have for today.
Thank you. All feedback is good feedback.
Absolutely.
Let us know. Let us know. You could call in, give us some pointers. Who knows?
Exactly.
Let us know what's going on. Let us know how you feel, and of course, we want to know how are you raising your boys. We want to know. We want to be a part of it. We just want to see our boys live to see longevity. Like we just want them to live long. You know what I mean? We want them to prosper, and it's going to take all of us to do so. It's going to take all of us to do so. Don't be afraid. I always respond. Sassy always responds. Essence always responds. We always respond.
We always here.
So let us know. We want your feedback. We need it.
We sure do. And thank you for tuning in. This is the Raising Kings podcast. My name is Sassy.
And this is Lady Love.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you every Tuesday.
No
matter the circumstance. Every Tuesday. Like I'm dead.
Tired.
What the New Yorkers say? I'm dead, B. But I still put this together for you guys. So I want to thank you for tuning in.
We here.
Hit us up on all our handles if you have any feedback. Again, thank you for tuning in. This is the Raising Kings podcast, and we out.
Good night.